Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Mike Tudor, and this is CantoPanda, where we make learning Cantonese fun and easy. In today's lesson, we are going to learn some key shopping vocabulary in Cantonese. Imagine you're in a Hong Kong cafe or a dim sum restaurant, and these phrases will be super useful. You can then go to our free CantoPanda web app to practice and memorize these materials. So grab a notebook and let's get started. So let's go over the three most important phrases when shopping, which is asking about prices. So the first one is, how much is this? And in Cantonese, it is 幾多錢啊? 幾多錢啊? So with this, how can you use this? Well, you can point at something and say, 呢個幾多錢啊? Which means, how much is this one in particular? Now, if you think it's whether or not it's expensive or not, you could say 貴唔貴呀? 貴唔貴呀? Which means, is it expensive? Well, the word 貴 in Cantonese means expensive. So 貴唔貴 means, is it expensive? Now, if you want to bargain little, then you could say, make it cheaper, please, which in Cantonese it's called 平啲啦. 平啲啦. So for example, if the vendor tells you that it is $200 or 200蚊 in Cantonese, then you could counter it saying 平啲啦, 平啲啦, or you could put it more politely, which is 平啲啦, 唔該, 平啲啦, 唔該, which means make it cheaper, please. So now let's talk about discounts and sizes. So if you want to ask for a discount, you could ask 有冇折啊? 有冇折啊? Which means, is there a discount? The word 折 in Cantonese is the discount. So for example, you could point to a particular item and say 呢個有冇折啊? 呢個有冇折啊? Which means, is there a discount for this one? Now, another one which is useful for shopping for clothing or shoes is, do you have the right size, right? So for example, if you're shopping for clothes, if you want to say, do you have a small size? Then you could say 有冇細碼啊? 有冇細碼? 細碼 means small size, and the word 細 means small. So if you want large size, then you could say 大碼, 大碼. And when you want medium, you would say 中碼, 中碼. So when you want to say, do you have a medium size, then you could say 有冇中碼啊? 有冇中碼啊? Now, if you want to ask when new products will arrive, you could ask 幾時有新貨啊? 幾時有新貨啊? So, for example, if the shopkeeper says they don't have big size, then they would say 冇啊, 冇細碼, or 冇大碼. Then you would say 幾時有新貨啊? Which means, when will there be a new stock? Now, when you're in the shop, you might want to look more closely at stuff. So, for example, if a shopper or a shop vendor asks you, 我有啲咩可以幫到你? 我有啲乜嘢可以幫到你? Which means, what can I help you? You could say, 我睇下, 我睇下, which means, let me have a look. But it's more commonly, you could say, 等我睇下, 等我睇下, which means, wait, let me have a look. Or 我想睇下. 我想睇下 means I want to have a look. Now, if you want to try on some clothes, you could ask 可唔可以試下啊? 可唔可以試下? Which means, can I try? Now, if you want to say, does it have any other colors, then you could say 有冇其他顏色啊? 有冇其他 顏色啊. Now, if you actually selected your desired items and you wanted to pay, so for example, you could actually point, let's say on a glass shelf, asking, telling the shopkeeper to actually, I want to buy this, then you would say, 我買呢個, 我買呢個, which means I'll buy this. Now, another two phrase that you would use is, can I pay in cash and can I use a credit card? Now, if I want to say can I pay in cash in Cantonese, it is 可唔可以用現金?可唔可以用現金? And that means can I pay in cash? Now, on the other hand, if I want to use credit card, it is 可唔可以用信用卡?可唔可以用信用卡? Now, 現金 means cash, and 信用卡 means credit card. And the verb 用 means to use. And of course, you probably know about 可唔可以 already, which means can I. Now the last one, which one I would say the bill please. This is usually being used in restaurants more than anything else. So when you're in shops, you usually don't use this. And this is 買單啦,買單啦, which means the bill please. And that's it. You just learned a set of useful Cantonese phrases. Now, the best way to practice these is, of course, to use them. And that's where the CantoPanda web app comes in. You can find flashcards and quizzes for all these words on the app to really lock them into your memory. And the link is in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Cantonese lessons. Thanks for watching, and remember, 再見.